Good morning and welcome to Mommy Upgrade Live. It is Thursday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Yay! Kiss me, I'm Irish. Not really. And I don't want any kisses, so. But I did take a picture with my dog wearing this morning. It's on Instagram. So that's always fun. I am Trista Perot, co-host with my BFF, Molly Johnson. And I'm calling in from Dallas, Texas. She's clearly mobile in Columbus, Ohio.
My mobile office today.
That's right. We are both marketing consultants and crafty moms. And so this is our twice weekly Mommy Upgrade live show where we talk about parenting and product reviews and DIYs. So how's it going? You got green on? Hello?
I'm back.
Okay. I don't see green on. You're not wearing green.
I don't wear green.
Not at all?
No.
Ever?
I mean, I would if I was going to an OU game, I guess.
Speaking of which, that is what the cupcake wore today. You had sent us Megan's OU stuff, and so she put on the hockey jersey and hockey sweater. Sadly, it was too small. So she went with the baseball Ohio University shirt. So yeah, she was, but for some reason she's getting out of the car and she's like, I don't see anyone wearing green. I'm like, just trust me. There's going to be everybody wearing green. You'll be fine. She almost didn't wear it so that she could be pinched all day. I was like, really? I said, well, that will make your day a lot more interesting. That's for sure. She's like,
yeah, that would be annoying.
Maybe I can wear this.
I have these little shamrock earrings that light up. They have little buttons on them, and they were adorable. And
not something I ever thought you'd say.
I know. I don't know where they came from, honestly. You know, I did my jewelry box kind of clean out this weekend, and I was like, oh, these are fun. Not fun for me, but fun for others. And so I thought Megan would wear them, but she refused. So they'll go back in the box.
Are you going to keep them or are you going to give them away?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they were kind of cute. Someone should wear them.
But not you on St. Patrick's Day.
No. Too cliche.
You wear them like next Tuesday or something. Just
right.
for fun. Yeah. Okay. That sounds like a plan. Well, I am celebrating today.
What are you celebrating? You're not Irish.
I know. I'm not celebrating St. Patrick's Day. I am wearing green, though. I'm trying to, trying to play along. No, I am celebrating this morning. My Facebook blog page hit 10,000 fans.
Wow, that's huge. That's great.
I was pretty excited about that. I've been like watching. All yesterday evening, it was 9999.
Oh, yeah.
So I should have planned like a giveaway or something, but I think we'll do that at 15. We'll do that at 15.
Yeah, I think that probably works.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's a big deal. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that is a good deal. Oh, good, because I felt like you thought I should know what you were celebrating.
Well, don't you go to my page every morning, first thing when you wake up?
I do, but I don't look at the likes.
Okay, I hear you. All right, so for Mommy Upgrade Live, our format is we do a couple of little mini segments, and then we have a larger topic to talk about. And I know you're on a tight time frame today. Do you have a mini topic? I have just a quick one.
Well, I'm pretty happy and proud of my poster I did.
Oh, do you have a picture?
So I can't post it. You'd have to do it because I'm on my phone.
Oh, you didn't send it to me.
You said it was awesome.
Oh, that poster. Yeah, that's incredible.
What poster did you think? Yeah, so as...
What are we celebrating?
What?
Nothing. We're out of sync.
Oh, because I'm like, Well, you said it was cool. Did you?
I wasn't thinking it was a poster. Like you didn't have somebody holding it up. You sent me the actual graphic file.
Yeah, the image. I haven't printed them yet. So I think it's probably normal. You can kind of see. I'll post it somewhere.
Kind of see how awesome it is.
I know. Well, you can't really see how awesome it is on that image that you're holding up, but
yeah, it's freaking awesome. And I keep waiting for you to do something like that for our little soccer team.
Well, send me an image. So for our soccer teams, when we go out of town to the tournaments, that we have a the moms traditionally get together and do a scrapbook page. But I squelched the whole scrapbook page probably 4 years ago. Took it to another level. And because I like to play with kind of learning Adobe and some other things. So that's the picture I took last night at the field. And then I made the poster. I'll print them today. And so you put the posters on each girl's hotel room. So if you want to point out that there's a 12-year-old girl in the hotel room, which is what we do, you know, like half the time I'm like, why are we and names and okay, sure. You know,
yeah, there's that. Parents don't care. I'm surprised that there's not like one parent who's just freaked out about that.
Well, no one has ever brought it to my attention. The girls love the posters. The parents love that the girls love the posters. And I think the parents love the posters too. It's always a surprise. Some teams do it differently. I mean, we do it a little bit differently because I do it this way, but some teams will, the girls get together and make their own posters, or the moms get together and make the posters. It doesn't matter. But you're right in terms of safety, but they got to figure that there is a parent in the room with the girl. So
yeah,
you know, but yeah, I do think it's funny. It's all the girls' names and the room they're in. Totally against.
I mean, how different is it than driving around with your car with your kids' names and the little chalkboard stickers on the back?
Yeah. Well, they do. They say don't put your kids' names on their T-shirts. You know, they go to the park or something.
I never did.
Yeah.
And in fact, I explained that to her why I didn't. And so now she will not wear shirts with her name on it. She won't. Like, I have this adorable Halloween one made for her, and she was like, but Mommy, it's got my name on it. Okay, when I was little, that was huge because nobody had my name. You know? It was like, I never got anything with my name on it. You don't get anything with your name on it. She's like, but strangers don't know my name. I'm like, oh, you're right. Put on a sweater. Glad I spent all that money on that cute, adorable embroidered shirt. But there's something to be said for consistency of message. But anyway, okay, so how did you do this? You are a whiz at...
No, not a whiz. I am an amateur. There's lots of things that I'll say, yeah, I kind of got that. This, it's Adobe. I Photoshop it. I take the picture. I knock out the background. I do some stuff in Lightroom, make it kind of... I change the clarity and the contrast and that kind of stuff. And then I knock out the background and I put it on. There's a, that's a template that I found. And then I alter the template just slightly. And then I pop in that thing there.
I think it's amazing. The kids must love it. Do they keep them all?
Oh, not only that, there's some professional photographers that will do this kind of stuff. It's not like I'm reinventing anything or anything like that, but I'm not educated in that stuff. So I love playing them. And these posters are far beyond what is the norm in this procedure. And the girls not only love them, but most of the parents tell me that they have every single one framed. And
wow.
So for a while, I focused on doing 12 by 12s, and I told people how to get a 12 by 12 frame. Most of the parents tell me that they frame these. All of them are really, really appreciative and think they're pretty cool. So
do you print them on your large format printer, right?
I print them on a large format printer, and I wish I could find a better way to do it. Like today, I've got to go get ink, and it'll cost about $100 for ink, and the paper is about $20. You got to buy specific, because I like them in a large format.
Do you use a matte or a glossy photo paper?
It depends what I have in stock. Right now I have glossy, which I love because it just looks so like shiny, and it looks really
professional,
intense. Yeah, it does look professional. There's been times where I've done on a matte. There's also been times where I've been my large format printer is not working, so I'll print it on an 11 by 14 page, and then we'll put it on a 12 by 12 background. One year, my dad's an architect, and he has a actual large format printer, so they do the blueprints, and it does full color. So one year, I was trying to figure out something to do, and I did a full-size, life-size poster of every girl. It was a 4-foot poster that we put on their doors. And I loved that one because I thought that was pretty cool. So they all had them on their doors at the hotels, which was just atrocious.
Wow.
Because you walk by and there's always other teams, and they've got a, really cute scrapbook page. And then the next room is a full-size door photo of an action shot of a goal being made. So we usually make an impression.
Intimidating.
kind of stick it in your face kind of stuff. But that was probably my favorite one because I thought it was like the most different that you could do. And then as last night, someone was asking about them, and I was looking over my years of posters, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have I have a very bad character flaw where you're trying to
get better and better.
One up each time. And as I looked back,
is that a character flaw?
It is a character flaw when it comes to a poster for a hotel room tournament. But I've looked through the ones I've done in the past, and I was like, oh, these are terrible. I can't believe people were impressed with these years ago. So now I've got lightning coming out of their hands, and
yeah, that's cool. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I liked it.
That's good stuff.
I'm excited. I love it because I'll send it out, and everyone thinks they're pretty cool. And so I have to have the willpower not to show it to anyone beforehand. They don't.
It's your big moment. It's your reveal.
We do have a reveal for these. Megan and Ellie, my daughter and my friend's daughter, are the only ones who are allowed to see them. And then they run through the hotel and find out their room numbers and put them on their doors when they don't know it. So then they come back and find it.
So how do you find out the door numbers? Because hotels are all private now. That the whole.
They just ask. The girls know it's happening. So, and listen, at any of these tournaments, these girls are running wild through these hotels anyways. So there's just packs of girls running. And so they find out everyone's room numbers and then they're out running around. And so then they come back to their room and find their poster on their door.
That's good stuff.
And I've done a couple sibling ones too, because, some of the younger siblings who are always just dragged to these tournaments. So it was fun. I like doing them.
That's good stuff. I love it.
So I got to print them tonight because we leave tomorrow at 1.
Ooh. Taking them out of school, huh?
Yeah, that's the thing is you can't get these printed real well economically.
Mm-mm.
You can't outsource that. It's so flipping expensive.
Yeah.
It's going to be like $11 a page at Staples.
It's outrageous. I know. I had just color handouts that we were trying to do for those when I was doing the Vice is Right promotion. So I needed to print out those to make cards, and it was going to be over $100 for like 20 color copies or something. I mean, it was just on cardstock, and it's just obnoxious. It was so expensive. It was cheaper for me to go buy labels, buy a thing of ink, and just run out more than I needed that way, so I knew I had enough. It was outrageous.
Yeah.
And it worked just as well. So anyway. Well, my DIY yesterday was I made a green St. Patrick's Day cocktail.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
Oh, that's fine. Have you seen these before you talk about that before I forget? We got AJ Krispy Kremes on his way to his doctor's appointment this morning. And I thought he was going to pass it. Huh?
Healthy.
Well, it's not like it's a nutritionist. They're so disgusting.
Ew, they're green chocolate instead of red velvet.
It's not It's not even chocolate. These aren't cake. I mean, these are like clear glazed.
Ugh. That's gross.
He opened it up, and I thought he was gonna. Huh?
It's all over your hand.
Oh, that's my Palm Pilot. Had to go old school on it while I was doing something. Look, I think it's been closed. Okay, sorry. So that reminded me that before I forgot that these nasty green donuts are.
Well, do you remember growing up, we had that donut place between Columbus and Athens called Jolly Pirate?
It's still there.
It's still there? So they were like the first donut shop to like do the special shapes with the frosting. You know, for every holiday, they had something.
We call it JP.
JP.
It's Jolly Pirate. It's still there. Though there's one in Lancaster, and this. I mean, I think the same people still work there too. That place is iconic.
Yeah, I love that place. Okay, so my cocktail is a green cocktail. Let me see if I can find a picture on my phone. Because I wanted to do something for St. Patrick's Day. Because I don't do like a craft or a DIY for St. Patrick's Day. So I figured I would make a beverage. Okay, so hopefully this will. So that will.
Oh, fun! No, okay.
So
it looks festive. Can't really see the colors.
It's green. Here's another one.
What's on the edge?
So I rimmed the glass. Here, I'll tell you what's in it. Here's another picture of it. And the recipe's on the blog today.
Fun.
Headband, dual purpose. So it has, well, creme de menthe, obviously. But you can't have too much of that because then it gets medicine-y. So it's got creme de menthe, iced cake vodka, Godiva chocolate liqueur. I didn't use Bailey's, but I did use Irish cream and almond milk. Is that it? Let's see. Almond milk, creme de menthe, Godiva, Irish cream, and iced cake vodka. Mix it all up in the cocktail shaker with a little ice. And then what I did was I took that Torriani chocolate syrup. Have you seen that? That you put on, it's for like lattes and stuff like that. So anyway, I put a little bit in a bowl and I rimmed the glass, and then I used gold colored sanding sugar. And that's what's around the edge of the glass. And then I have these ridiculously expensive martini glasses. I've had them since before we got married. So that's 16, 17 years. But they have like a little bowl that you put the ice in to keep the drink cold without putting the ice in it. And I was like, well, that looks like a little pot of gold. So I put the ice in there and I sprinkled some of the gold sanding sugar in there. And so it looks, I mean, it's hard to see kind of, but it kind of looks like there's flakes of gold in the pot below it.
Yeah, I can see that. That's cute.
And a paper straw. So that was kind of fun. Hammond and the cupcake went to play golf. And so as soon as they left, I was like, ooh, I'm mixing drinks. So I made, well, you know me, I can't drink hard liquor. I mean, I'm like a sip it over hours kind of thing, not like a shots kind of thing. So he comes home and there's like all these different versions of like rimmed glasses all on the counter. He's like,
yeah,
what I miss? Just a little mixology going on. That's all. I tried doing like frosting with gold sanding sugar, and it didn't work right. But with the Godiva liqueur in it, and then the dark chocolate around the edge, it's good. It's good, and it's naturally green because of the green liqueur, which I'm sure is not natural, but you know.
Yeah, it's organic. It's kale.
Speaking of, have you been to the liquor store lately?
I don't even know what a liquor store is.
Well, we didn't have creme de menthe. So I'm in the liquor store and they send me down the liqueur aisle. There's some crazy stuff in the liqueur aisle. Artichoke liqueur. Mm-hmm. There was one that I was standing there and my mouth was hanging open. I was like, that can't be. And the lady came up and she's like, can I help you? I was like, is that really? She's like, oh, honey, we got some crazy stuff now. And then she showed me the artichoke and I was like, wow, that's even more crazy than that. And I can't even remember what it was that I was staring at with my mouth open because it was so bizarre. They have this line, like I've heard of elderflower liqueur and, you know, a lot of craft cocktails with that, but some of this stuff is insane. I need to sort of investigate a little bit more. Of course, I don't drink liquor very much, but
I don't drink beer. But on Shark Tank it would have been the most recent episode. They had a brewery that specialized in if you put in your selections of combinations. And if people vote for it, then they'll make it. And it wasn't even like, I mean, they'll make just like a case, but it was like pistachio and chili pepper beer. And it was kind of crazy.
Wow. I need to do a Periscope from the liquor store, but I was in a hurry and I was just like, really? They're making liquor with that? It's insane. You should just pop into a liquor store and take a look because your eyes will be like, whoa, this isn't.
Huh.
Like,
cool.
Anyway.
I mean, I know they do all like the rums, you know, with coconut or fruity or strawberry and vodkas. And
that's so 2007 or something.
Yeah, that's the limit of my knowledge on flavored liqueurs.
Anyway, so check it out. The recipe will be on the Facebook page, I think around lunchtime. But the recipe itself is live on the website at MommyUpgrade.com. So
fun.
Anywho. But you sent me an article this week that I thought was really interesting.
It too.
So let me see. I've got it pulled up here. So the article appeared on sheknows.com. And the title was The Problem with Telling Other Parents When Their Kid Misbehaves. Interesting topic.
Yeah, and her tagline is, I don't tell parents.
Yeah, she says, I'm the mom who keeps kids' secrets because I don't trust their parents. And so the article goes through and talks about, there's a lot of comments. I need to read through some of the comments. But it talks about how when she has brought to the attention of the parent something that their child has done, the way the parent reacts with the child, she feels is so damaging that it's more detrimental than it's worth. And she gives examples of like a teenage girl was texting her son nude photos. What's another one? She talks about, I'm trying to scan it real quick.
Yeah, it seemed like she had experienced that the child was disciplined rather harshly, in her opinion, in reaction to what she had told the parents. So she didn't want to be the bearer of news that inflicted such overreaction,
right,
in her opinion. to whatever that activity that the child, she was telling on, basically.
Yeah, in the first paragraph, she says, the last time I told a parent their child was misbehaving, I stood outside their house and listened, horrified as the father I told tormented his son. I heard the boy crying while I listened to his mother as she explained that her son would never harass my son or anyone's child online again. So there's so many layers to this.
There really is, because on the one hand, on a positive note, at least the parents were, I've been in other situations that's been the opposite, where at least the parents were sort of saying, no, this behavior is unacceptable, and then they react with how their family handles discipline. So but I would certainly never want to invoke a parent to hurt their child over something I said. It would be horrifying, obviously. That would be bad. There's nothing I can say about that. However, I've been in situations, I've never had a situation where that's not happened to me, where I've told someone information and I felt like that child was being abused or overly disciplined or whatever. However, I have definitely been in a situation where I've told a parent something and I learned my lesson not to tell that parent again. But because they reacted with denial and anger, because their child would never have done that, and that is not something that their child would do, to the point where I was like, oh, okay, served no purpose there telling you, because you're clearly not going to allow yourself to accept that your child did do this or whatever. So next time I hear something or I see something, you're on your own, because I'm not going to tell you that. So, which is unfortunate, because we've talked a lot about how we have to, it takes a village to help our children. And if someone saw my child doing something out in public, whether they were doing something wrong or not being respectful or not even saying please or thank you or something, I'd want to know. I want to know, and I want to feel that I have a bunch of people around my kid to help guide them to make better choices.
Sure.
But has that happened?
It's a sticky scenario. I don't know. So were you friends with that parent after?
Yes, but I don't tell them anything. And we have mutual friends. And our kids have mutual friends. There's lots of little circles that go on, and I definitely have heard other things, and maybe unfounded things I've heard or seen. I'm not going to go back to that person and say, hey, I heard this or saw this, because even though she says she wants that, and she has said that, well, you're not able to handle it, so I can't tell you.
That's awful. So she's come to you and she said, tell me if you see any of these things happen.
Absolutely.
I want to know about them. And then when you do, she says, no, that can't be.
That's not possible. No, the other person is completely lying. I'm not sure what value that other person had in that situation, but yet she's also called or debated about calling other friends about things she's heard or seen. And these are about teenage kids, so these are high level situations where
lots of opportunities for this to come up.
lots of things where you're like, okay, I've heard this from a party, or I heard that's going on, and maybe it's not true, or maybe it's unfounded, but I'd like to know so that I can maybe give a little bit more scrutiny to where they're going or who they're hanging out with or whatever. It was valuable information, and so I would never tell that person ever again.
What if it was a kid?
I'm not. What do you mean?
No, like, what if? Never mind. It doesn't really work.
Well, and then the other scenario that I was thinking when I read that article is that, you know, we also, in my parent peer group, we have discussed, if you hear this or see this in a text message, or if you're seeing this stuff come through, please let me know. And so we've told each other this. And
well, that's easier because you can screenshot it, you know?
Yeah, you can screenshot it, but, you know, and you can use that information to protect your child or make sure that they're making right choices, because they're not going to make all these right choices. They're navigating this internet world just like we are. Well, I learned some information, well, I'll just say it, from my son. He told me blah, 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 blah. And so now I have to choose whether if I'm going to tell that parent what I've learned from my son, or not tell that parent, because I don't want to risk the relationship I have with my son who's giving me information about another scenario. Even though we're in this group and we want people to tell us, and it comes down to, selfishly, I have to think about my little group and not the other group.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
So you can't tell him, because when he pops in the car here.
So what do you think, like, how do you decide whether you're going to tell a parent? Is it based on your relationship with that parent? Or do you have to factor in the severity of the misdeed? Or how do you know? What's your thought process to decide that kind of thing?
I know and then it's an awkward conversation if you're calling up a parent and saying, hey, listen, here's the deal. I heard that your kid was drinking. I mean, right. These are made up scenarios, but I heard your kid was drinking, or I heard your kid was sexually active, or I heard your kid is this. Ugh, that's a horrible conversation to have with someone.
Well, I think it's hard if you start anything with I heard, because it gives them an out, right? So,
right.
I mean, how could you better frame that? I'm concerned that.
But wouldn't you, as a parent? Well, I had to have a tough conversation with another parent recently, who I said, listen, how did I say it? Your daughter oh gosh, I thought it was brilliant at the time. I didn't say it like I heard, but I said, you know, she's putting I'm hearing some situations that she's putting herself in, and they're being translated. So whether or not it's true or not true, her name is surfacing in these conversations. And so I wouldn't want that person to be associated with these conversations. I don't want her to be associated with that type of activity, true or not true, because as it will grow, and she will not be able to remove herself from those groomers. So even if if you think about it, as a teenage girl, even if you're not doing these kinds of things, or you're doing things, it doesn't really matter. Perception is reality. So even if you're telling the parent, I've heard this.
Well, if you've heard it, then they've all heard it, texted it, posted it, everything.
Right. So it doesn't matter if it's true or not, really. Unfortunately, if a rumor is started about someone, it's really damaging to the kids right now, because it's also, so it doesn't matter if it's true or not.
Yeah.
But would you want to be called if someone had heard a rumor that your daughter was doing something?
From somebody I trust, yes, definitely. From a random person who I don't know very well, or I don't know what their motivations are, you know, like, there's always going to be somebody who wants to stir up crap, right? There's somebody in everybody's peer group who thrives on the drama and being the center of it. And so being able to filter that, you know, yes, I most definitely would want to know if, you know, she was doing something. But at the same time, it has to be from the right messenger. You know, I would have to have it validated by somebody that I was in my close circle. or a teacher? No?
Yeah. No, it's just hard. I know. I thought I can think of it. At first, I was like, oh, I can't really think of any scenarios. Now I'm thinking, oh, yeah, that came up. Oh, yeah, that came up. I saw something. So it was a rumor. Saw something absolutely on a text message. It was a group text. I handled it on my side. I didn't know this person. I called a mom of a friend of that person and said, do you know this person? Let me show you what I just saw. And so she's like, oh, I know that mom really well. And I said, okay, I'm going to leave it to you, because I didn't know the mom at all. I didn't know her at all. And so I said, okay, I'll leave it to you to decide how you feel that parent would want it to be handled. And I asked her later, and she said she never told her. But so in that scenario, you just said you wouldn't want kind of a stranger calling.
Oh, because you don't trust their motivations or their intentions or what their perceptions are. You don't know how they evaluate things or what their moral standard is.
Well, I have a text message that says really inappropriate, in age appropriate things, really advanced stuff. So do I call that parent and say, you don't know me, but I thought you'd like to know?
That's a hard one. So what conversation did you have with your kid about it first?
Well, for sure, we talked, and we've talked about that before, but it was something I did not want to talk to her about at her current age it was, but I had to. So we talked, and I said, listen, this is really not appropriate. And I don't like to say that sometimes to kids, in the sense of they feel like, well, I'm old enough to know these things, to say that it's inappropriate for your age makes them feel like they're not mature enough, because they want to grow up so fast. And I told her that it was just a really demeaning kind of thing. It's an activity that is not something that you'd be looking at. I don't want you to do this at this age or any age, kind of. And so, but I said, I'm more concerned about this other girl and why she's talking about this and why she's talking about this other person and what they were doing and why they're doing it and if they were doing it. And she said she didn't even know what it meant. And she didn't. And she said, Mom, and then she showed me, she had tried to leave the conversation a couple times. So I was proud of her for that. But then they just kept putting her back in. That's a whole other blast.
It is, because my mind's going to, you and I don't really talk about religion, but that framing it, this is inappropriate, and they think it's because of age, which that's a huge factor of it, right? But in our house, we would say it's not appropriate because, and we would bring it back to our beliefs, and so then you've got a little or a big, guy upstairs who kind of backs you on that one, right?
Yeah. I didn't approach it so much as I wasn't totally approaching it as so much of things that she would do or that this other person would do. I approached it as, one, these are ridiculous conversations. Two, you don't have, it would have been a rumor if you're talking about someone, if this did happen. I mean, you're right. I could have brought in more like artillery of why.
Well, but
bad.
I mean, the conversations you have with your kid are going to be, well, I'm speaking for you. They are not for everybody, but conversations that I would have with my kid would be very different than the conversation I would have with another parent, because we don't forward face our beliefs. I mean, we're strong with them, but we don't try to impose them on anybody else. And we wouldn't want, I think the problem there is, a lot of times if somebody is very outward about their faith, then they get judged by that. And it becomes this filter or this sort of qualification, So I think the conversation at home versus with a parent for me would be totally different.
So would you have called this other parent?
I would have done what you had done. I would have approached the mutual friend mom first. And I would have said, you know what, here's the thing. You do with it what you think. And then if she came back and she said, oh, I just didn't know how to approach it, but I think something needs to be done, but I just chickened out, I'd be like, all right, well, fine, I'll just do it. You know, I've got nothing to lose. You know, I'm old enough now. Everybody doesn't have to like me, you know, but if I can help a kid out in the long run, maybe I would, or maybe I'd wait until the second time I heard about it. Maybe the first one I'd be like, well, I don't know. I mean, do you have a moral responsibility to do that? To stick
well, in? the other layer is as you learn about your kids' friends and the things they're doing, and if you're learning about them from your kids and you react or you're judgmental, or you try to say, okay, listen, as much as you want to say, okay, listen, we don't do that in this family. We don't say that. We don't act that way. We will not do that. And I say those things all the time to my kids. That is not acceptable in our family. We hold ourselves to a higher standard. I say that all the time. Well, guess what happens? Your kids are going to stop telling you about their friends. They're going to stop telling you. They're going to stop coming to you and saying, hey, listen, Johnny did this. What? We don't do that. You're not hanging out with Johnny anymore. So you got to be a little bit more manipulative about not letting them hang out with Johnny anymore without them realizing you're not letting them hang out with Johnny anymore, because Johnny's family obviously doesn't have the same approach to things in your family.
Well, especially if then Johnny starts making all kinds of invitations and...
Yeah. I've done that where I've said, no, you're not going over there. And then kind of played it off for a while, like other plans. And finally I broke down and said, listen, here's the deal. I'm not comfortable with the way Johnny's family makes choices. I don't feel like they make the safest choices. So you won't be going over there. So you can stop asking. Johnny can come to our house. You won't be going to Johnny's house.
Yeah, but even then, I mean, even if it's under your roof, right? You still have the impact of those experiences.
For sure. No, there's kids that won't come over to I won't have over our house. I mean, I told you I had a birthday party where I had to call a mom and tell her.
And she didn't even come in, right?
Mom refused to come in. Now AJ is coming this way. I can see him out of his doctor's appointment.
Perhaps we continue this another day.
Yeah, we might have to. But he's waving me in. I think the doctor needs to see me. He was just going in for a quick evaluation. So I think I have to wrap this up kind of quick.
No problem. It's a great topic, though. I think we should revisit it in the future.
Okay.
So.
All right, cool. I'll let you do the the goodbye.
The farewell tour. All right. See ya. Thanks.
All right. See ya.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today on St. Patrick's Day for Mommy Upgrade Live. Again, I'm Trista Perot. My lifestyle blog is mommyupgrade.com and my business blog is tpgbusiness.com. We were joined today by my co-host, Molly Johnson, and you can find Molly at imaggymoo.com or MJ6 Promotions. So we hope you'll join us again. We're going to air on Monday of next week and Thursday of next week. So thanks for watching.